Okay, abusia former attorney general Godfred aba be breaking who news so Richard Jackpa file a petition against him to CID say or investigate to forcing trial against the state and two others. Abusia fabrication of evidence Godfred Odamena omo pese omo force to force no omo jailing. Abusia CID boss breaking news eno ya project the ato ye screen no enchen the amam no CID summons Godfred damage today over Jackpa's explosive petition. Ebusuya the catalyst omo NHS this breaking news we aba HSE obora omo afa the catalyst newspaper obenya any updates bia ewo ho ebusuya entity ano CID asemon Godfred dame with immediate effect ebusuya sisi ano ono ayedi kan be baba be breaking no news so amote story na say sisi ano ono no onim say baby asem na dru na dia bua na ebu abono into any breaking news ebaya yenso yede ebremo found latest update on Godfred Dame and Richard Jackpa petition akoko piemu CID boss wo Solomon Owusu nso ede ensem bi ababetu dwa mom yenko na yenkonko tie Solomon Owusu efa NPP Nyoma bia ekoso ene galamse hunse mom yanko na yenkonkoti ensem ekoso unsubscribe ya subscribe like na share ma afofron so ensa into me enkabi Ghana politics avenue so bedamase
Abronya DC to the disciplinary committee of the party, and the key concerns that are raised in the petition, he's alleged to have defamed a senior party member. He's reported to have publicly insulted Honorable Kennedy Japan, a distinguished member of the party, with derogatory statements, including a claim that even the elephant has more wisdom than Honorable Japan. Such remarks are unprintable, defamatory, and damaging to the reputation of Honorable Kennedy Japan and the MPP at large. Again, baseless allegation against the General Secretary. Mr. Bawumia further alleged the General Secretary deliberately concealed a report that purportedly implicated Honorable Japan as the destroyer of the party and recommended his expulsion. These allegations are false, malicious, and injurious to the integrity of the office of the General Secretary. And 3, misrepresentation of committee findings. He is purported to disclose and misrepresent contents of a disciplinary committee report alleging that it catalogued various offences attributed to Honorable Japan. Such conduct constitutes a serious breach of confidentiality, discretion, decorum, and party discipline, while also undermining the authority of the committee. And so the reliefs that are being sought, 1, they want a full and impartial inquiry into the conduct of Abronya DCE. 2, apply the appropriate disciplinary sanctions in accordance with the party's constitution as its conduct constitutes defamation, misconduct, and gross indiscipline. And I mean, for those of you who have been wondering how all of this fits into the general NPP rebuilding agenda, 2 days ago we heard from the General Secretary directly. He says the NPP is in a difficult place and that the party cannot pretend about it, and they would have to work to get it out of the current state the party finds itself in. So that is what we are discussing this morning. And I want to start with Solo because I mean the NPP is a party that Solo is very familiar with, and
their rep is also here. But no problem at all.
There, but I'll start with
no
you.
problem at all.
Because you are familiar with the party.
Yes.
You walked away from the party. The party has asked you to come back, and you said you are not going to go back. So that basically gives us a sense of how the party looks now. I mean, what do you make of how things are playing out? The rebuilding?
There is a singer there's a particular song they say Orekodo. The destruction continues with the party, and I think the pace that they are going, they will very soon dig or get to an oil levels. They will discover oil very soon with the rate at which they are moving. First of all, this whole petition and then utterances by Wontumi and Abronya has to be put in the right perspective. The statement made by Abronya that he has the capacity, he has the authority, he has the wherewithal to be able to put people into albums, the statement made by Woon to me that, yes, those that are in the album were put purposely there to favor a particular candidate here, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, is practically the truth. If you have been involved in MPP politics and if you know whatever happens there, the regional chairman has a lot of influence. They control most of the constituency executives. And so it is very easy that instead of going to organize a polling station elections, put their cronies in the various polling stations so that when it is time for them to go and vote or elect a parliamentary candidate, these same delegates will go and vote for them. And when it's time for a presidential flag bearership elections, the same delegates will go and vote for these aspirants, and including themselves. Remember, they will also be going for or seeking re-election. So it's a factual statement, and I don't see why or how anybody, including Kodia himself, could challenge this very position. So they spoke the truth, except that the truth rather puts the party in a very bad shape, and that is why there seems to be back and forth with it. Again, remember when Wontumi and Abronye made these statements, the Canada-Japan side of the divide called for the two of them to be hauled before the disciplinary committee. Is that the case?
Yes.
This petition that Kodia has sent, is Wontumi included in it?
No.
It's only Abronye. And Abronye has been hauled to the disciplinary committee only because in subsequent videos, he made mention of Justin Kodia, that he was sitting on a certain report that should be used to expel Canada-Japan from the party. And in fact, that is the strategy of the party moving forward. Remember what Addo had said before withdrawing from the race, that this whole process was skewed and schemed in favor of a particular candidate. And that he, Addo, having known where he started his school from Navasco in the northern region, and how he struggled to do engineering and made money, would never go and invest 4.6 million Chopapo Ghana cedis into this whole enterprise. Because he can't pay it. Are you with me? Then he left out. What is playing out? Is it not the same thing that Addo, the reason Addo left, that is being echoed by Abronye and Wontumi? That in fact they have schemed and skewed everything in favor of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So when Abronye made mention of Justin Kodia, remember Justin Kodia will be seeking a re-election as a general secretary, and knows that if this matter is not handled very well, it will be used against him when he decides to contest. So let me quickly go to the National Council or refer the matter to the National Council or the Disciplinary Committee for an action to be taken. Nothing is going to come out. Just life, so that he can expose the Antichrist. Remember, we have been treated to sinners 10 sins, 5 sins, 13 sins here and there. Now they have moved and not further. Abronye has moved that in and not further to bring in Antichrist. How can you refer or describe a party member, a fellow party member, who has the potential of leading your party, and you, Abronye, you are a member of the National Executive Committee as well as a member of the National Council, as an Antichrist? So in the event, in an unlikely event that Kennedy wins, how then you come back and convince the entire Ghanaian that Kennedy is not an Antichrist? You see how people talk by heart and then give advantage to our party. By the way, our party very soon will be at play. So it is nothing to write home about. The truth of the matter is that the current situation of the MPP is that it's a party that has only 87 members of parliament. It's a party that won elections in only 3 regions of this country. It's a party that lost heavily in Greater Accra, lost heavily in the Volta region, lost heavily in Western North, and most parts of this country. So if you're a party with this record, what the least you could do is to start the rebuilding from the scratch. That seems not to be the case. It is now all about me. And yesterday I was listening to the General Secretary. He said something, that individual interest has taken over the collective interest, that nobody now is thinking about their party called the New Patriotic Party. And that is what is worrying the party. So clearly, Abronye is able to do this because he knows that the establishment favors him, that he knows that nobody can say anything. But this petition is also a trap to Kennedy Japan. If he does not take care, they will use it to expel him. Because Abonya will then deviate from the very petition that concerns him and move into an arena that will just to bastardize Kennedy Japan. And after that, the party will stand on it and then, as it were, expel him from the party. You should not take it lightly. That is what can happen. And in all these, Abonya claims to be speaking for Mahmoud Bawumia. Abonya claims he is a vital or a pivotal member of the Bawumia campaign. Have you heard the former vice president make any statement to that effect? When Abonya took Duncan Williams, the Archbishop, the Papa, to the cleanest, did you hear the former flag bearer or the former vice president make a single statement? I mean, beyond this internal rhetoric, internal bickering, one of the challenges that will face Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's campaign, I know everything has been schemed for him to win, is how he would deal with the issue of the Papa, Duncan Williams. How he sat down, how he could not utter a single word in the open, how he could not even come to the aid or the defense of Archbishop Duncan Williams when one of his own took him to the cleanest. Okay. So that is what is at play now. Now, this thing, they tried it somewhere in 2007. They wanted to expel Alan using the same procedure. Can you imagine when Alan Kyerematen went to a vetting committee in 2007? First time I'm telling the world that Mr. Peter Alajete looked straight into Alan's face and asked him, Mr. Alan Kyerematen, are you a member of the MPP? At the vetting committee, can you imagine, Kabli? Because the system has been set up in such a way that they were going to expel him. When they see that the competition is becoming tough, they have to find other ways and means to get you out. So for me, this is a party that is struggling. They need something extraordinary to turn around things. But from where I sit, there seem to be no leaders or elders who are ready to put their foot down and say, enough is enough. Let's stop what we are doing. We are destroying the political party to beyond repairs. It will collapse eventually, but the way and manner they are moving fast, that is what some of us are concerned. That don't move faster than the anticipated timelines. We know you will collapse, but we have a timeline that you will do so. But do not bring it forward. Because when you collapse before our party's establishment, it becomes a problem.
Okay.
There has to be a party that will fill in that gap. Remember that when the CPP went down, there was a party that filled in their stead. So before you collapse, there has to be a party, a vibrant party that will take Hamza's party on, which is our party, because we are going to give constructive. We are going to take them on in all aspects of their governance.
Okay.
What they promised the people of this country. He barely knows the MPP's history, and I think he will take his time and be properly educated on it. It's very important. I see him as a brother, but he should not be taking history lessons from the lives of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, he himself doesn't know the history of the MPP.
I mean, is there anything he recounted specifically that...
I'm coming there. First of all, he claims that Alan resigned in the year 2000. He lost and resigned. Akable, do you believe in that statement? But you should have corrected him right there. If for nothing at all, YouTube is there. He should have refreshed his memory before coming to the studios. That in 2007, there was no clear winner in Legon. Get it straight. The election was supposed to go for a second round. And in the second round, it is anybody's game. In fact, election 2008 vindicates the position that if Alan had contested in the second round, he would have beaten Akuffo because Akuffo doesn't have stamina. Remember, in 2008, Akuffo was leading Professor Mills by 100,000 votes in the first round. And by 100,000 votes, you are talking about Accra Sports Stadium filled to capacity, Kumasi Sports Stadium filled to capacity, plus the Aliu Mahama Sports Stadium filled to capacity. That was the extent of the margin between Akuffo and Professor Mills. Yet, Professor Mills turned it around, and then so Alan could have beaten Akuffo in the second round. But what did Alan do? He processed it. He looked at what was happening to the party. Alan, that Zato is comfortably sitting here, saying that he's the most indisciplined person. He realized that the party could collapse if they went for a runoff. So he said, look, in order to save the unity of this party, in order not to push this party to expend these scarce resources, I, Alan Kyerematen, am allowing my elder brother, Nana Akuffo, to go so that all of us will support him. This was the words of Mr. Alan Kyerematen. And if you consider such a personality who could sacrifice his political life for a personality like Akuffo and call him an indiscipline this morning, then I can assure you that this MPP will collapse before the end of November.
I'll let you continue.
Then again, we need to clear. We need to clear. He has brought a lot of inaccuracies.
Yes, on the point of the resignation.
Yeah, Alan never resigned.
I'm coming. Your disagreement stems from the fact that. Do you agree with the fact that there was an attempt to resign? You agree with that?
No, but there's an attempt to resign.
I just want us to put it in that context.
No, let's get there. Did Alan resign? Do you believe in that Alan resigned?
We've heard from party officials.
No, which official did you hear from?
I'm coming.
Yes.
There are party officials who have spoken around the commission.
Who are those? Who are those? I want to mention that and tell you their background. Remember, whoever is speaking, check his background, whether or not he's an antagonist towards Alan.
Okay.
There are a lot of people skewing and then fabricating all sorts of stories. Alan had given in, had conceded to Nana Akuffo. He had allowed him to go. After that, his men were being humiliated, were being chased out of the party. Then Alan writes an official letter to the party that, look, if it is because of me that my men will be disciplined like this, then I'm prepared to sacrifice myself so that they have their peace. Conditional statement. Then Nana Akuffo and his cabal quickly went to the Daily Graphic and got them to publish. Daily Graphic published that Alan quits MPP. Now, if he was mindful and he was abreast with the MPP's constitution, in MPP's constitution, before you can contest the presidential elections, you have to be 5 years and above. Is that not the case? Now, let's do this mathematics. If indeed his argument is anything to write home about, if Alan resigned in 2007, which is not true anyway, and you rejoin the party again, it means you are starting afresh. It means Alan couldn't have contested the presidential primaries in 2010. Did Alan contest or not? So what basis is he making this argument? Okay. It's a flawed argument. Okay. It's one of the propaganda.
You have some other points you wanted to get.
Now, he comes back. So we have cleared that Alan didn't resign. It is a fabrication that you continue to. Now he comes back to say that in 2023, when Alan was beaten squarely again, he resigned. Did Alan lose any election in 2023? Once again, that is why he needs education on the MPP matters. In MPP, the constitution says that when the aspirants are more than 5, we go into what we call a superdelegates election. Is that not the case? In superdelegates election, for your information, you are not looking at who plays first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. We are looking at the first 5. So whoever comes in the first 5 is a winner. The question is, was Alan amongst the first 5? Akable, help me. He was. Is that the case? So where from this he was beaten?
I mean, again.
Correct him.
No,
correct
you know,
him.
sometimes.
It's not sometimes. We are doing. He told us that we were doing an intellectual discourse this morning, and we all going to tell.
I'm saying that sometimes the facts don't necessarily differ. It's the interpretation we place on them, and I'm saying that
which
because
one is the fact?
I'm saying that because he would argue that what he meant by beating.
But you cannot put words in his mouth. Why is the person sitting here? You want to explain?
That's fine. No, he'll do that. No, he will do that.
Hey, you've been able to go into his memory
I've not gone into
to determine what he meant.
I
cannot sit here for this to happen. First of all,
I want to ask you a question.
Ask me.
Yes, I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
The point he makes about the fact that his conduct, and he compares it to other individuals within the party, in which no matter what is playing out, they stay within the fold of the party. Let me ask you a direct question. Do you generally believe that when individuals are within parties and there are challenges, walking away is the best option?
But first of all,
generally,
Alan,
I'm coming.
No, Alan, we are dealing with Alan. Don't let us go any semantics. He went after Alan. Let's deal with Alan.
We've cleared that up.
First of all, the MPP was formed on the 28th of July, 1992. Alan had been with this party from 1992 to 2023. You understand? Would you call such a person not a lawyer person? Someone who was the chairman of the Young Executive Forum, a group that bankrolled this party, would you call him someone who was not loyal to the party? If someone is in the party, look, even in the 2007 that he's talking about, do you know that Alan was the lead campaigner in the runoff in Ashanti region, including Central region? So how would you then describe such a person? In 2014, when Akuffo had no people surrounding him and working for him, Akuffo himself went to Kyerematen and told the entire world that my campaign, and the videos are available. My entire campaign, the only single person that had campaigned more than anybody was Alan Kyerematen. Now you got a nerve to come and sit here and tell me that, look, Alan is indisciplined. That is not going to be tolerated.
Okay.
Alan is more disciplined than your candidate, Bawumia. In any case, if resignation was anything to go by, you Zato yourself, when you were beaten in Sisala East, you told them that you had resigned from the party. Didn't you tell them that? Verbally. He's sitting here. He should tell me that I'm wrong.
Okay.
To the extent that saying that he stopped voting there and voting in Nantom. Are you not voting in Nantom?
Okay.
What made you to move from Sisala East to be voting in Nantom?
Okay.
So you see, when you are discussing, no wonder they miss Alan in their camp. But I told you now, they are not going to get him. There is no way Alan Kyerematen returned back to the force. We are going to build a vibrant the rest of our lives on earth. If we could use our dedicated lives, our youthful lives, our resources to build the NPP to become attractive for these people to come and destroy it, I can tell you, the best thing I can leave, the legacy I can leave for my children, is to help build a brand new party that is truthful, that is disciplined, that believes in the ideals and principles of our founding fathers of this country, and not to be asked to do anything like that. By the way, you want to cut me?
No, I'm not cutting you.
You made them to speak for 35 minutes. I was sitting here.
No, do that.
I didn't come here to be a spectator.
No.
So, go on.
Okay, I was winning and some a course so our political high winning. So a year Godfred Dame ne honsem and I just say ye de brema sisiano CID boss asem mona enye asem kitwa kra beda masesa mo je penekoko tisa in some way edimai aha Ghana politics avenue so beda mase